to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
It is Thursday, the 28th of December, 2023. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. This is News to 6 a.m.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
It is Thursday, December 28th, 2023. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. This is News to 6 a.m. on News Power Digital. 4 people, including 3 men and a woman, were killed in a dramatic shooting incident in Valsine yesterday afternoon, in what has been described as a brazen ambush by gang members. The gunmen were said to be targeting Trinidad-based artist known as Kashif Cayman 6 Alexander. The attackers killed cousins Damien Chris, 26, Levi Chris, who was said to be in his mid-20s, along with Jerry Hollingsworth, 31. Lana Sahadi, of 51, of Bassi Street, St. Augustine, was also killed after being hit by a bullet intended for one of the other victims. Sahadi was the owner of Silver Spoon's Eatery in Valsine. Investigators confirmed Alexander's flight landed at the Piaco International Airport at 1:40 p.m. When the group left, there was a white wagon at around 2:35 p.m. It was reported the car stopped at the intersection at the University of the West Indies in St. Augustine. A black car pulled alongside and gunmen opened fire on the entertainer's car. The men were in the station wagon while the gunmen opened fire on the vehicle. The vehicle crashed into the pillars of a sign outside the business. The men bolted from the vehicle and were chased by the gunmen. One of the men was killed on the highway as he fled, while another was killed at the wheel of the crashed vehicle. One of the 3 gunmen fired into the vehicle. A third victim was chased and killed outside a house. The woman, a bystander, was also shot in the head, according to residents in the area. Police are conducting investigations. Meantime, in Tobago, police processed a scene where 2 women were found dead in a room in Moriah. Senior Superintendent Rod Hill Kirk told the media the women were found in an apartment building along Honestfield Road, Woodlands, yesterday evening. He said the scene is being processed and police cannot confirm yet if foul play was involved in their deaths. One of the bodies found in the apartment in Tobago has been identified as 32-year-old Siobhan Moffat, who is from Trinidad. The other woman was last seen in December 24th. The discovery made in the village of Moriah, Tobago's homicide rate stands at 15, an historic high. 9 days after Massi Executive Vice President of Business Integrity and the Group General Counsel Angelique Passo-Porter raised concerns about the company's executive leadership program, she has resigned. The resignation is with immediate effect and also means her exit from the company will not be a negotiated one. She said the decision to walk away stemmed from claims being made about her motives, that she was waiting for a settlement from Massi. On December 18th, at the company's annual general meeting, Passo-Porter took to the floor during the question and answer period and voiced concerns about the conglomerate's executive leadership consultant, Florida-based Delphi Sphere Consulting. She told the company board directors, chaired by Robert Riley, she'd written a 13-page letter to the company's president and CEO, Gervais Warner, but had received no communication on the matter. Passo-Porter alleged Delphi engages in bizarre rituals for executives at their leadership program, and the couple leading it appears to exert disproportionate influence over Massi's executive team. She said the program was a drain of scarce forex. Following the AGM, the company's directors issued a statement saying it was appalled by her conduct and had initiated a disciplinary process against her. While dismissing the claims as untrue and scandalous, Massi said it initiated an independent process to look into the claims. Passo-Porter had subsequently been sent on paid administrative leave until January 12, 2024. As 2023 draws to a close, the new academic term set to begin on January 2nd, the Ministry of Education is assuring parents and guardians there will be no issue regarding the transport of their students. School bus drivers operating under the PTSC had been lobbying for unpaid monies and threatened to withhold their services until all outstanding sums were settled. The drivers claimed that they had not been paid for 4 months. Responding yesterday, Education Minister Dr. Nian Gaspidodi explained payments were processed through PTSC as invoices are received. She said it's not a monthly bill. One bulk payment is made for the term and another being sent to PTSC later today. Caribbean Community CARICOM General Secretary Dr. Carla Barnett said the regional integration movement this year made progress on programs and policies to positively impact the lives of people in the region. In an year-end message, Barnett the first woman to hold the positions of the region's top public servant, said the progress in 2023 also coincided with CARICOM's landmark year as it celebrated its 50th anniversary of signing the original Treaty of Chaguaramas, with activities across the region. Barnett said CARICOM made progress in programs and policies agreed to by regional leaders. And finally, Michigan's Supreme Court has refused to hear an appeal by voters in the U.S. to disqualify Donald Trump from next year's presidential primary. They sought to invoke a clause in the U.S. Constitution barring anyone who was engaged in insurrection over Mr. Trump's role in the 2021 Capitol riots. The decision comes the day after Colorado became the first state to rule Mr. Trump was not eligible as a candidate. And that is news to 6 a.m. right here on News Power Digital. We'll have major news coming your way at 7 a.m. Good morning.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
Good morning, neighbors. Good morning, neighbors. One more time, just for good luck. Good morning, neighbors. How art thou? Hope you guys had a great evening. Thank you so much for joining us on the Power Breakfast Show on Power 102 Digital. Of course, we just heard from Paul Richards. He's on the show. We'll hear from Wendell Stephen. We'll hear from Richard Raghubarisingh. We got Ruben. We've got Shane. My name is Steve Khan. Let's get straight into the WTs. See what's happening. Nothing to tell you with the T's. There's no traffic anywhere. The roads are pretty light. A lot of people probably took today off, and as well as yesterday and tomorrow, making it a nice week holiday. All right, so I got nothing to tell you about weather-wise. It is 23 degrees at Piarco International Airport. It is also 25 degrees at Crown Point in Tobago. What the Met Office is saying for our weather for today, pretty much copy and paste yesterday. Generally sunny conditions despite one or two isolated afternoon shower. Fair evening despite the odd shower. All right, so that's your WTs. Let's you send us hellos, all listeners out there. You, thank you so much for sending us a message first thing this morning. Oliver Man Warren, good morning to you. God Celia out in Baltimore, Maryland, good morning. DJ Ray out in Tampa. Oh, I didn't give you temps, did I? Wendy Ann James out in San Juan. Wayne B out in Covington, Georgia. Mo Gaines out in Haruka. Good morning. Carol Guevara. Good morning. Rena Budu Jennings. Good morning. How art thou? Let's see on WhatsApp. Dan Raj. Good morning to you, my friend. And who's this now? I got Val. Good morning to you, Val. Always locked on to the Power Breakfast Show. All right, checking those temps across our listenership. It's pretty warm. It is 6 degrees in Toronto. That is 6 degrees warmer than its normal temperature for this time of the year. It is, let's see, Miami, you're at 19. Orlando, 13. New York, double digits, 10. And windy. Let's see, Atlanta, 6 degrees. London, you're sitting at 12. Tampa, 13. Washington, D.C., 10. Enjoy it. You don't know how long that's going to last. All right. So let me say good morning. Good out to Paul Richards. Good morning to you, my friend. What's happening?
Morning, Steve. Morning, everyone.
Morning there, bro.
Yes, coming to a close.
Yeah. That was absolute madness on the highway yesterday.
Well, we were talking yesterday, we were saying in the newsroom yesterday, yes, it was a slow news day, and then that happened.
Yeah.
And then Tobago, the bodies of two women found in a room.
In Mariah.
In Mariah. I mean, jeez. So
and that is what?
5 murders in one, discovered in one day. I don't know.
Yeah. But Tobago has got like what, 4 murders in like a week and a half?
Yeah, it's up to 15 now. 15. I don't know. Very, very
But
disturbing. I hope they calm down. I don't want
I
it to
hope
go.
so, but it goes to show that these guys have no respect for authority, and people around that shooting in St. Augustine by UE yesterday, the car pulled up and they came out and they shot. And did the bystander? There was unconfirmed reports that the bystander got shot
She
and died.
died.
Yeah, and well, I heard that in the news this morning.
She unfortunately died. Sad.
You
Her
know,
name was, let me see, Lana Sahadeo, 51 years old.
Lord,
She just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time,
wrong
unfortunately, and
time.
lost her life because of these miscreants.
Yeah, I actually had a couple of friends passed in last evening at home from London. They live Trinidadians that live in London, and they and they're shocked that how they haven't been here in 2 years, how the crime has escalated, and even more surprised that the folks in authority have not put their foot down or said anything.
Well, I don't know if it's accurate to
I
say
don't
that
know what they
folks.
could say.
I don't know how accurate it is if folks haven't said anything, and it's always curious to me that people in conversations are shocked because they don't have internet in England.
Yeah.
So why are they shocked? Well, they're not keeping up with the news. They block out Trinidad and Tobago until they come back.
No, they had to pop in. They had a wedding and they during Christmas time, but they were just appalled in the last 2 years how crime has escalated.
Last
And they
2 years.
Yeah, they have. That's something here was 2 years ago.
Yeah, but are they monitoring the news in Trinidad over the last 10 years?
No, they're fed up. They said they're not going to subject themselves to negativity of their beautiful homeland. They come in, they're very secure, and they're not going anywhere. They go in as groups, and they said, we know it's getting this way, but
And they have crime in England.
I don't think that's the point. The point is that the crime has just escalated in their eyes from returning to Trinidad in 2 years. We are frogs in a pot. I keep saying that we're in it, and I don't know that innocent bystander could be any one of us. We could just be driving on the highway, something happened. It's just I don't know.
So dead are cousins Damien Chris, 26, and Levi Chris, who is said to be in his mid-20s, and Jerry Hollingsworth. It doesn't seem that the intended target had been killed. I saw the video yesterday and I just shook my head.
Few videos.
And and they're running and shooting
widely.
as if they're in a video game or something.
Yeah, I saw another video of them running through. I think it looked like a house and standing up in the water tank, and I was like, "What?"
So, I don't know. I don't know what to say. The sad thing is that people were killed, including an innocent bystander. Not that I don't know what the status of the men was, so I can't comment on that. But it's really unfortunate. Way to end the year. And then these two bodies of these women found in Tobago. One is Siobhan Moffett, 32 years old. The other woman has not yet been identified. Investigators are conducting the inquiries. Whew. Right. Angelique Parson Potter has resigned from Massi Group.
Figured I was coming.
Yeah, I thought so too. I didn't think after all that had transpired that she would be comfortable in the group, or the group would be comfortable having her. But I mean, her resignation doesn't mean that she can't bring him up for what can be described as constructive dismissal. You see, when the company put out a statement that while it was investigating, it was quote unquote appalled. Appalled has a particular connotation to it, even before an investigation is complete. So it put the investigation in a particular tenor from the very start. As Martin Daly wrote in I think it's one of the Sunday papers, he was questioning whether or not she could get a fair investigation, given the company's statements that it was appalled by her behavior. It means that they had already had a particular perspective on her comments at the AGM. So she's resigned. Apparently, there were rumors going around that there were allegations that she was waiting for a settlement payoff to leave. So she resigned without condition. And
Really?
yeah. But as I said before, if you do industrial relations, you realize that given the company's statement about them being appalled, she could easily have a case, in my opinion, for constructive termination. Because she felt pressured or there was a negative sphere over the whole thing. Really unfortunate, but
it is.
never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. Always something. All right.
Yeah.
Good morning to Sankofa. Good morning, Guy Small, Mo Gaines, Rena Budu Jennings, Richard M. Jeremiah, Randy Kelly, Maria Celier, and Rena Budu Jennings. Good morning to you all.
You know, I received a lot of calls yesterday after that exchange with Mr. Pinal, who said that he did not say that people on the east-west corridors were more likely to break the law. Remember he said that?
Yeah.
Listen to this poison.
During the state of emergency, we had some people running from the targeted communities in areas that to be targeted, they're told. And, people felt that way. At least those who left and came to this area felt that way.
What targeted communities are you talking about?
I'm talking about some people along the east-west corridor felt that they were under a greater likelihood of running afoul of the state of emergency.
And what is the basis for that statement factually?
I don't know, but they ended up here. I don't know.
No, but you're making statements that you can't even substantiate. First of all, you just said persons along the east-west corridor had a greater likelihood of running afoul of the law. On what basis are you making that statement?
I am not saying I felt that way. I was there. They felt that way and they ran away and they came down here.
Who felt that? Who told you that the people along the east-west corridor felt that they had a higher likelihood of breaking the law?
Told me. One of them who attempted to join my classes.
So one of them accounts of people along the east-west corridor. So you're equating one person who spoke to you with people along the east-west corridor. That's your analogy.
You
see, when people poison us, they didn't know what they're saying. We have the recording, Mr. Pinal. We record it. You are poisonous. Poisonous. Your mindset is poisonous to this country.
The mindset.
Poisonous. And he doesn't even know what he's saying. You know? And then he didn't say so. And one person along the east-west corridor told him that. So that equates to everybody along the east-west corridor thinks the same way that this one person told him that. Which, you know, he is the problem with Trinidad and Tobago. People like him.
I think like him, yeah.
Yeah, people like him are one of the greatest challenges this country is facing. Because he has so much venom and poison in him that he doesn't even know what's coming out. The poison is so full inside of him that he doesn't even know what's coming out of him. Denying what he said 30 seconds ago. You know, the vitriol that comes out of him on a continuous basis. Well, you will not be allowed, Mr. Pinal, to spew that venom here. You could go on your other usual portals and do that. Not here.
And he's a retired teacher.
You could imagine what he put into children's minds? You can imagine what that put in the children's minds?
I don't even want to think about it.
Huh? You could imagine the venom that put in the children's minds. Yes, we recorded Mr. Pinal. So you can't lie and say he didn't say it. And then he said he didn't say it. Somebody told him. So one person told you that and it becomes gospel. He's a pure bigotry. Pure bigotry. Absolute bigotry. But that is his tendency. It's not the first, second, or third time. But I will call you out on it every time. You're a bigot.
And he's a retired teacher. He's sad, but.
I'm talking about somebody with my education. My education has nothing to do with it. My education will make me better or brighter than anybody listening to this show. Doesn't in any way, form, or fashion make me brighter than anybody who listens to this show or who participates in this show. So that mindset also, that because people have education, they're better than some people in other ways, is another stupid mindset that you have. Okay? Mr. Pinal? You know, I had to go back and edit too. But I wanted to show you.
I'm very surprised you went into
No.
that. You don't go back so at all.
Damn fool. Fool. It's offensive. Offensive. And he's probably allowed to carry on that with another media portal. That's why he thinks he can come in.
That's what Rena Jennings
rubbish
is saying.
And he wouldn't be called out.
Rena Jennings is saying that you would not believe what he says on other frequencies.
Samuel, I am not upset, you know. I just like to call out bigots like that and prove to them what they said when they say he didn't say it. We have it on tape. Okay? We have all the others on tape too.
Have
Your
a blood
mindset
pressure
is
machine in
clear.
the office here somewhere, you know. I could put it on Paul if you want.
Consider rubbishy talking. And that teach people children. And that's still, and talking about somebody, the people from the East West Corridors ran down to where he is, and one person told them that they feel they have a higher likelihood of breaking the law. Really? I from the East West Corridor?
Me too.
Or like Steve, you and I have a higher tendency to break the law.
Yeah, we do, you know, Paul.
Absolute rubbish.
You know why we live on the East
That
West?
is what you call bigotry. I'm gonna repeat. Let me show you what bigotry means. I want it from the dictionary.
Okay, pull it up.
Attachment to a belief, opinion in a particular prejudice against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group. In other words, racism.
In other words.
Okay? People like him are among the greatest challenges this country is facing. Damn prejudice. And he don't even realize the poison is rolling out of his mouth because I guess it consumes him so much. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program. I was waiting for his backside this morning.
Yeah, you don't go back and edit so at all.
No, I'm going to keep, I have it labeled poisonous penal. That's how I label the clip. Poisonous penal. Or poisonous Mr. Penal, I should say, because I don't want to castigate the entire area of Penal like that, because I know I have friends in Penal and they don't think like that.
Yeah, I have a very good friend of
Absolutely
mine.
beautiful people. And they don't, and I don't want people to think that people in Penal, he's representing people in Penal, because I know tons of really beautiful, inclusive people who are from Penal. He does not represent the area of Penal. That is he. That is he alone.
God, they say Pinana thinking of the double shed. Sahina shed. Stop it, Steve. Stop it.
What is happening in the news?
School
bus drivers are upset. Why does this come up over and over and over?
At the start of every term, Paul?
What is it? What? I mean, what is it? They don't have a system for paying drivers for transporting children. Almost every other term this comes up where drivers have to be remonstrating for their pay or they're going to withhold their services. I heard the Massi drivers in Tobago behave yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. They should pull into port. So, and there were no reports of issues. They pulled up and they took the people up all over the island, and most people had a great time, if not all.
Good.
Because that last thing was so kind of Stupid. You know?
Yeah, but
Anyway.
I haven't followed this story with the drivers. Is it that they have not gotten paid and want the payment? Why do you wait on last minute?
And somebody mentioned in the chat just going back that we should ban Mr. Pina. No, I will not ban Mr. Pina.
No.
I welcome all divergent views. But you see, when you get into the discrimination and the overt racism, I will call you out. So you can call again today. I ain't gonna ban you. I'll just put you in your place.
That's all.
Yeah. And sometimes he makes good contributions, but very often he veers into the racist mindset that cannot be allowed. And he doesn't even realize he's doing it. So consumed by the poison is he. You know when you let's say sometimes when you sit down the do so long you don't realize you smell like the do because you get accustomed to it. Yes, that's what happens when you become so accustomed to it in your close circles that you think you can say it, and then you go into a different kind of space and you see it and you realize that the people are like, what the hell are you saying?
Always went into a police song, yeah. Do. Anyway, 27 minutes after the hour of 6 o'clock. I have no idea when that is.
Not because, and I could, we could be supposed to disagree all the time. That's not a problem. That's part of democracy. But when you're going to that mindset and spewing venom and discriminatory and divisive language and ideals, you're going to get stopped. Good morning, Raghubar Singh.
Hi, good morning, Paul, and good morning to our listeners wherever you are. And what you talking about there?
Mr. Pina, I'll just play back the clip that he talked, what he said he didn't say.
Oh, okay.
It's so poisonous. It's so poisonous that one person told him that people from the East-West corridor have a higher propensity during the state of emergency for breaking the law. What? He is poisonous.
That's ridiculous. I said, no, that's ridiculous.
No, he know exactly what he's saying, you know. He's just poisonous. He's a poisonous character. Poisonous, Mr. Pinal. Talking rubbish. Did you see the drama that unfolded in St. Augustine yesterday?
I was late to the story because I was on my computer for a lot of the day. So when I came out, sometimes you get into a bubble that you're doing stuff. And when you came out, I'm hearing them talking about this. And I'm like, what the hell are you all talking about? What happened in by UE on the highway? And that's how I got to the story. So that was late after everybody else had discussed it ad nauseum. So then I looked at, but I got some, I think you all sent a video in the group, didn't you all post?
Yeah, I saw some videos that were sent to me.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's crazy. That's a crazy story. And it's crazy on several levels. The brazenness of it at whatever afternoon time on a highway, a major conduit of people traveling back and forth. And I mean, this is not like
Wendell, we can log on, But what is the end of the year?
He said he was logging on.
Say what?
Wendell, you can log on. What is one day?
Yeah. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And not only that, you have enough time to, one, crash, two, have a shootout, park car however you parked it haphazardly on the highway. To cause traffic. I think traffic stopped. Didn't traffic stop?
But they had to hear gunshots.
Yeah, so traffic would have stopped. I assume people are on their phones calling the police.
Yeah.
I have to assume that.
Innocent bystander was killed.
Right, yeah, innocent woman was killed. And all of this takes place. And would they ever captured?
We haven't heard anything like that.
I haven't heard anything. I haven't read anything.
You still have time to jump in a vehicle after all you have done and get away on a main highway artery in whatever direction. And when I called for air support, well,
What do you support?
but there's no air support. That's my point. That's
What
my point.
are you being snarky, Richard Agubassing?
Yeah, I'm
Is
taking
my
a little bit,
snarkiness rubbing off on you?
a little bit, and because it's like, if that was not a reason to have air support, I don't know what else is.
You and this air support. Air support could be a drone, you know.
Drones still have a certain amount of limitation in terms of how far you are from the drone operator.
What?
Unless you have one of those really specialized long distance drones that the Europeans and Americans have, which I don't know that we have. But yeah.
You didn't realize I was in the office.
Of course I did. I saw your car.
Yeah. Good morning and get well soon to Evie. Love and kisses to you. Hugs. She has that really bad flu going around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when
So,
we don't
yeah,
get
because you want to make sure that you capture those kind of people and hold them accountable for what they just did.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that according to some media reports, the police are thinking that this Trinidad artist known as Kashif Cayman 6 Alexander was the target. And and apparently he had on his party, he just landed back in the country. So he was clearly being stalked. Somebody informed that he had landed and he was coming out of the airport, and apparently
didn't they post up pictures of themselves in the airport?
Yeah, and the car that with the assailants followed them from the airport or intercepted them at some point, and went pulled up alongside them outside UE's intersection in St. Augustine and just opened fire. And although some of the people in the car got out and ran, they got out and ran behind them to make sure that they killed them. That absolute chaos. I saw a video of a woman hearing the shots and putting her head out of the window to see while shots were being fired. I'm saying that, my dear, go back in the house. I don't know. That is a crazy. And then later on in the evening, the bodies of two women discovered in an apartment in Tobago. One identified so far as Siobhan Moffat. The other one yet to be identified, and police are investigating if there was foul play involved. Morning, Siobhan. Two women, 32 years old or so, in an apartment, and they die from natural causes? Of course, foul play involved.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a bizarre way to end the year. Bizarre. Angelique Potter has resigned from Massi Group.
Oh, she has? Okay.
Yep. Effective yesterday. With immediate effect, she said it means her exit from the company will not be a negotiated one. I was speculating that she may still have a case for constructive dismissal based on the company's comment that they were appalled by her behavior, even while an investigation was being started. I thought there was a misstep on Massi's part by stating that. Because it had a negative.
You always have to be so careful.
Exactly. And saying that was a negative inference of her behavior while the investigation was being started. Don't you think so?
Yeah. You have to be very careful what you say at the point.
What you say.
At the point somebody's on administrative leave.
When they say they are appalled by her behavior, it means that they remonstrated her, not so?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even while an investigation. So suppose the investigation uncovers that what she said was valid enough for cause for concern. You understand? Would you still be appalled by her behavior? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And that I was very surprised by that statement by Massi, given the level that company operates at. You just say we're conducting an independent investigation.
Yeah. We have taken note
We've
the
taken note of
concerns,
Ms. Pastor Potter's
etc.,
comments,
and
and we are
blah, blah, blah.
investigating fully. That's what you're supposed to say. When you say you're appalled, I mean, she immediately will think, well, is this investigation going to be fair and unbiased? You know,
Well, she'll obviously have been getting some pushback internally.
clearly, she'd have been frozen
Oh,
out.
yeah, she would have been getting
Yeah, nobody,
pushback.
I mean, you know, companies go, it may not be an official freeze out, you know, but everybody like, oh my God, don't talk to Angelique, you know? But there's that. I saw a TikTok documentary about, and this is not specifically related to Massi, but I'm saying it in companies, sometimes there is subtle bullying where you are frozen out of everything,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And she may have experienced that without any directive from the company leadership, you know?
Yeah,
Because people just kind of get all touchy and stuff after a while.
yeah.
And then remember, you're tired. Good morning. You're tired. So what? You're tired. You just perform when you're tired. I hear so. I hear you just roll over and just perform whether you're tired or not.
You have a lot of
I,
information.
I put up I put up very little resistance. You're absolutely right. Good morning.
Thank you for
Good
joining.
morning. Hold on. Well, you provoked me enough. um, good morning, listeners and viewers. I went to a jazz club last night, Blind Willie, and it was
What?
fantastic. It
What's the name of
was
the club?
great. Blind Willie.
Wow.
I
The mind
don't know.
goes wild.
So,
You went by a
how they
blind
came up with
Willie
that?
last night.
Blind Willie. That's exactly where I went. You know, I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate to a club name, a place, a situation as a Blind Willie. I'm sure you all can. You know, but
No, I can't.
anyway, yeah, you know, just a couple things, right? Just to catch up with what y'all have been saying. You know, that killing the two ladies who were found dead in Tobago. One of them apparently is the daughter of someone who was killed in 2016 over a land dispute. And the daughter had pledged, this girl who was killed, Trevon Moffat, who was killed, pledged to continue with the battle for whatever piece of land. So we don't
Yes,
know if it's
in
connected.
December 2016, the day before she was due in court for a case involving the ownership of a property, Moffat's mother, this is what the newspaper is reporting, Cheryl Joan Copper was shot dead on the street outside the property in Harmony
Yeah.
Hall near Gasparillo. And she had vowed to continue
Yeah.
that matter.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's a connection. It's not crazy
It's very
that
curious.
these wars over land and property will continue and end up in these murderous ways.
Crazy.
But of course, the other thing I wanted to deal with is that, you know, over the years, I have had epic battles with Mr. Pinal. I've had epic battles with plenty of people, but I've especially had with Mr. Pinal. And largely because of the politics, right? Am I losing you all or you're
No,
losing
go
me?
ahead. We're hearing you. No, we're hearing you.
Right.
We're hearing you.
Yeah.
You know, we're
And
hearing you.
I know that a lot of times you all would not have intervened, largely because it was politically laced, politically directed. But Mr. Pinal has always been the way he is. And yesterday, when as I said, I sat back and I listened to Paul take him on, and I'm saying finally somebody else is on to him.
But you know, it's not the
You
first time
understand? Because
it's not.
he couches his words cleverly. Because he's not a stupid man. He's an expert in every damn thing. If you listen to him, you understand? He always had some knowledge or something or some experience in some area. You understand? And he uses that to get people to listen to him. But he's a despicable man.
That comment yesterday was poisonous and disgusting and not based in any fact. And you talk to one person allegedly, because I don't even talk to anybody, quite frankly. You say you talk to somebody and you associate that one person's thought process, if it is true, with the entire East-West corridor, quote unquote, being about, you don't know. Let me play it for Richard. Richard, you see you're distracted, yes, so let me play it for you.
During the state of emergency, we had some people running from the targeted communities in areas that to be targeted at, they're told. And, people felt that way. At least those who left and came to this area felt that way.
What targeted communities are you talking about?
I'm talking about some people along the east-west corridor felt they were under a greater likelihood of running afoul of the state of emergency.
And what is the basis? You hear that absolute rubbish?
Mm-hmm.
You hear that absolute rubbish?
When I pointed out to you all yesterday too that when he said East-West corridor, he meant a particular type of people. You all didn't agree with that either, but he did.
He could say what he wants. I respond to what people say.
Well, obviously, that is the inference.
What I think they say. It may be an implication.
I
will respond to what he said and what I understood, and then what I think he meant by it. But what he said, without even going into what he may have meant by it, was offensive enough to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am from the East, and I don't know that there's any scientific proof or data to support that people from the East-West corridor, one, were targeted, and then who targeted them, understand? And two, they had a higher tendency to want to break the law. What nonsense is that?
And they come down by him.
And not only that, they migrated out of the East-West corridor.
And they migrate down by him.
Yeah.
For one person tell him that. Poison.
Yeah.
Poison.
Yeah.
Poison.
He's always been that way. He's not going to change.
He's
not going to change.
The kind of poison that destroys nations.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so. It has become sadly so a part of his being that he doesn't even realize when it's coming out, because he challenged it. He said, "Remember, he said I didn't say that."
Yeah.
But you did.
Mm-hmm.
It must have slipped out your ears and you didn't hear. I'm back to the program anyway.
Yeah. But that shooting thing, Richard wasn't there. Wasn't one of the footages that was shared? Wasn't it from a drone? It looked like if it was from a drone. There was a footage of overhead.
Yeah, I don't think that was a TDPS drone though.
But somebody clearly had got footage from above.
Steve Kahn.
Paul Richards.
You make a jump from a CCTV bacchanal to drone? Where you going with that? It's 28th of December on Beyonce Good Internet.
But I didn't see.
You're going from a lack of body cam, and CCTV camera to drone?
I didn't see the drone footage. Part of it went down.
Yes, there's footage, overhead shot of it.
Yeah, after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Don't see somebody drone. People are drone. Everybody are drone. But it's crazy. You know what's sad also? Thank God school is out, because there may have been UA students there.
Yeah. Because it was a normal work day, wasn't it? Yesterday.
It was a normal work day. Thank God people kind of in a strange way are out less these days before old years, between Christmas and New Year's. So
there's some companies that would have closed until the New Year too.
Yes.
So it wasn't as densely occupied as normal, but in a sense that bystanders still got killed. Three men still got killed, 3 young men still got killed, you know?
Yeah. What the circumstances though with the innocent bystander? Where was she?
Apparently she's standing at the side of the road.
Oh.
And they come out and they can't run behind the other two, got out and they can't run, you know?
Yeah, I saw that.
God.
I saw that.
I don't know. It is really horrible.
Yeah. But it's 4 dead, not so? Isn't it 4?
Including bystander.
3 men and the bystander female.
Right.
Sadly. I don't know. That was really a horrific story, and we were saying yesterday in the morning that it was such a slow news day, and we were hoping that continued with we commented on the fact that we hadn't heard any murders over the long Christmas weekend into boxing. And we were very happy with that. And then this In one day, 4 in Trinidad and two bodies of 2 women in Tobago, 6.
Yeah.
So it's like really tragic. Anyone has papers?
No, I don't have today.
I actually want to ask this morning if you all think Mr. Pina is coming so racist, but I'll behave myself.
Yeah. Forget Mr. Pina. He is not going to control the show.
Yeah, I just want to
Yeah.
put the screwdriver to figuratively. Before you say I'm inclined to crime, I want to damage him with a screwdriver. That was a euphemism, Mr. Pinal. You know, you want to jump out yourself and go and record it and say you want to put a screwdriver to me. You know, you're nefarious when you're. Anyway, it is Thursday, the 20th day of December, 2023. Season's greetings to you.
Today is Gonzo's birthday. Happy birthday, Gonzo.
Happy birthday, Darren.
Yeah, happy birthday, Darren.
Oh, happy birthday, Gonzo.
Hawaii.
Today's Innocence Day, not so? The day you go and bless your toys and so on. Have you all ever done that?
Yeah, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, as a little child.
Yeah.
All right, let me start with the Express. Highway ambush. An innocent woman was. You have papers, Richard?
No, but I could try and help you with the online.
Okay, all right. I'll start with the Express. An innocent woman who was looking out her window while she was home.
Oh, okay.
What was taking place as gunshots rang out along the Churchill Roosevelt Highway. Let me get into the story. Wow. Was shot in her head as she peered through a window during the attack of the men. Wow. So she was actually at home and not on the side of the road.
Wow.
That is very sad. But I saw a video with a woman looking out the window. That was not that same woman.
I thought it wasn't that woman. I thought it was
saw the
another
video
woman.
with the woman
Couldn't have been that woman.
But it may not be the same woman who looked out the window in the video. I don't know.
No, well, hopefully not.
May or may not be. I don't know. Lack of forex resources causing increasing cyber attacks, says Vishana Pagu. What? It's a strange connection. Ransomware attack on NIB. Fireworks can cause death. Of course, you know this is the season of fireworks also. 2 women found dead in Tobago apartment. 3 shot and killed in highway attack. 34 million in upgrades for 3 hospitals. Cop charged with killing at Courts Megastore. So we're going into yesterday's. Who wants to go with the next one?
I could go with the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian.
Okay.
So the Guardian today, the main headline, 4 killed in highway ambush on artist's car. A brazen ambush by gang members led to carnage along the Churchill Roosevelt Highway in St. Augustine yesterday, as 4 people, including an innocent woman who was in her house, were murdered. So that's the main headline. Massi exec who exposed training program resigns. Holiday hack, cyber attack forces NIBTT to shut down offices. Couriers report ease in backlog, but no Christmas gifts for some. And Tobago man in court today for allegedly burning woman to death. All of that is on the front page. Contractors want laws to regulate industry. Restaurateurs look to 2024 with caution, and business groups hail Dragon gas agreement. Government to sell MHIL shares to Proman.
MHTL.
Well, they have IL here for some reason, because I noticed T, but they have I. I don't know why they have I. And in the sports, basketball nominates Boyd Ramdiel among 4 for TTOC awards. That's it for the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian this morning.
Let's move to the news there now. Powder Magazine, crash victims funeral set for Friday. 4 killed in highway shooting. Young acts as Attorney General. Man killed at abandoned house in Superior. NIB closes offices after cyber attack. Pandey doing well after medical consultation in the US. His daughter has reported. Boxing Day sale draws crowds in Port of Spain. Amin hits back at the Alsing over hospitals. Parliament committee calls for police training, justice system reform. The Alsing influencer drive can be intensified. So those are trending stories in your Guardian, Express, and Newsday. For today, I have a suggested question.
So,
Let's hear it.
which is, do you think the TTPS improved its performance in 2023? It's an open question.
Okay.
All right.
Beautiful.
So
What's
put it
the
up there,
beautiful?
Paul. Do you think the TTPS improved their performance in 2023? Yes or no? 222-8255, toll-free North Americans, 866-525-1099 on WhatsApp at 3181021, and of course on Facebook and YouTube. Good morning to Sherwin Kerr, Carol Guevara.
Do you have the results of yesterday, Steve?
No.
Okay, all right.
Wayne B, good morning. Guy Small, Boise Bedesi, Michael Robinson. Don't raise your blood pressure, Paul, he says. Ambrose Blah, all the best to you, Ambrose.
I am not acting in any way. No, I just wanted to put him in his place. He's offensive.
Trinidad Boston, Michael Robinson out in Yokohama, Japan. Good morning to you, Michael. DL, Slick Money Grip, Akori Kazim Mohammed, Samuel Paul, Christopher, how do you pronounce that? Rulo? Right. All right. Paul, do you think the TDPS improved their performance in 2023? Yes or no? Good morning to you, Jaron. Slick Money Grip says yes. Who's writing? You me right?
I'm writing.
Okay. Boy Bedesi says no. Michael Robinson in Yokohama, Japan says no. Jaron said no, they did not. Mogin says, oh, hell no. Ish out in Malik says no. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen. Sandy Grandy, no.
All right, Grandy, have a great one. Thank you.
Do you think the TTPS improved their performance in 2023? That is our poll this morning as we get to the close of 2023. Do you think the TTPS improved their performance in this year, in 2023? Yes or no? That's our poll this morning. 222 Talk, 222-8255. North Americans, 866-525-1099. You can also WhatsApp us at 318-1021. You can put the 868 before it. And of course, people on our YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta Live, if we're on Insta Live this morning, all of those, you can send your comments on those platforms. With your votes on those platforms.
Wayne B says no to the poll. Dabity, Val, morning Val, no. Good morning, guys. Trinity Jam. Morning, Trinity Jam. Haven't heard from you for a while. My answer to the poll is hell no. Thank you.
Steve, did you just say Miss Dabity name is Val?
Well, Dabity says no, and her name is Val.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought I heard.
Yeah.
So
Long
good morning.
Island says no. Cynthia Ramsaru says no.
So she's probably Valerie from Dabity then. She rhymes. It rhymes.
Oh. All right. Do you think the TDPS improved their performance in 2023? 222-8255. North Americans, toll-free number for you. 866. You know, I just got a blank.
525-1099.
Yeah. And of course, on WhatsApp, 3181021. On Facebook and on YouTube. Leo Henry. Morning, Leo. You didn't vote, Leo.
I don't know if you all saw the story too of Safia Hussain, who became the first citizen of Trinidad and Tobago to summit the highest mountain on the Antarctica.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
She's from Beach.
From Beach. Paul, you're muted.
Yeah.
I'm hearing you. Yeah. Leo Henry says no.
She put up a Trinidad flag, which was so nice and patriotic of her.
Yeah, and
Another
one
flag,
of these.
beach.
Good for her.
Yeah. Sure. I would like to know what the temperature was at that time.
Tell me.
Sherwin Kerr says yes,
One of our
slightly.
voices were raised by 3 octaves.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We sounded the Bee Gees. After an hour in that mood. Nobody gets to heaven no more.
Who's that? Richard or Paul?
It's
Paul,
not
not-
and waiting in line.
That's Paul Barry Richards.
Behaving Richard-esque.
Beauty Culture says no, Paul.
You and me, girl.
Paul,
Fans used to wear
Or like Richard, you know, if I was doing that, or he just say like, "Oh, you get some more," like Paul, like you get some more. Like you get some more.
like what
Let's drop this call, gentlemen. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Steve, and all the other guys. I am
greetings.
Like you have about 15 names to call.
All right. Thank you. All
What was
the
his
best.
vote? Sorry. What was the vote?
No.
Okay.
Ed Dinsley, you have about 15 names to call. Steve and all the other guys. Steve, Wendell, Richard, and Paul. That's it.
All righty. Good morning. All right. Thank you so much for the click.
That was penal. That was penal.
I don't know who that was, actually.
You give us a rest about a weekend and come back and we can mail.
No, he will not.
You
Tony says no. Thank you, Tony.
can call just to talk no rubbish. So you will be challenged.
Yeah. He'll come with a sensible contribution, which he does every
That's
once
what I
every
said.
6
That's what I
months.
said I would not ban him because he has
Yeah.
sensible contributions.
Yeah.
Yes, he was particular. It's not the first time, but yes, he is particularly offensive.
He does one every 6 or
And talking a
something.
bunch of rubbish.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Darling,
I know I'm reserving my comment, but I just wanted to say good morning and thank you, Paul, for helping me out. That's why I hardly call Sir Charles now. Every
help you out with
time,
what? Yeah, I said in 20 ways, you know. We specify.
for that what you said this morning about Mr. Penal. I hope he was listening.
I don't care if you listen or not. I could care less if you listen or not.
Yeah, well, I tired deal with him on Sir Charles's program. So, you know, sometimes he just wait for certain people to call and then he would call in with his sarcastic story.
That, Zina, that is not sarcasm. That is another word for that. That is sarcasm at all.
Well,
Sarcasm is being mild.
all right, well, maybe I want to be mild. Yeah, because I tired call him out. I call him all kind of names already, knowing where the point he raises, the points. I know exactly what he means. But
Yeah, he's deliberate and calculated.
anyhow, thank you for that.
And
Settling down. Thank you for the settling down this morning.
All right.
I have something to tell you. Yeah? You see that left ankle? Cream it. Scrape him up.
The what?
He insulted you? He
The left
insulted
ankle
you,
is
Zina?
me creaming it. Scrape up me. Scrape me up. I ain't
One thing you man a pedicure now.
But Zina, he insulted you?
Oh, darling, no, don't try that. Don't, Wendell, you shouldn't even go there.
No, he can sponsor your pedicure. He just say your ankle scraping him.
But they know that you are a woman that takes care of herself.
I know what I experienced.
Listen
Out
to
of
me.
place.
I use cracked heel, advanced clinicals for cracked heels. I have skin so soft. I have suave.
So you're admitting you have crack heels then?
No, to keep that away. I do that all the time. You understand? So that could not happen to me. So don't go there, Wendell.
I know.
Paul, you know how I am being attacked. Paul say your crack heel scraping him, your left crack heel scraping him.
All right, let's go back to our poll. Have a call. Good morning. Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I want to comment briefly on what you all were talking about that happened yesterday morning.
All right, let's do that in the next other side at 7 o'clock.
All right, I hear you.
All right, so we'll open up your lines. Thank you so much. And before I run across, Sunny San Fernando says yes to the poll. Guy Small says yes to the poll.
Happy birthday to Carice from your grandmother Pearl Cordis.
Pearl Cordis. Okay. Today is also the birthday. We missed Simba Lamzi's birthday the other day, and Joan Newell Williams was also Christmas Day. Former minister. She also celebrated her birthday the other day. Did you all go? I'm not hearing Paul.
Auntie Joan?
Yes, Auntie Joan's birthday was the other day. It was Christmas Day.
How is she doing?
She's there hanging in. I saw her. The last time I saw her was at Marlene McDonald's funeral, which was just before the Christmas season.
Always immaculately attired.
Oh yes. By help me now. What's the fashion designer who she wears? I've seen the lady in front of my face.
Claudia Pegas?
No, not Claudia Pegas.
Heather?
Heather what?
Heather Jones.
Is Heather Jones? I think it's Heather Jones.
All right. Well, let's
Claudia Pegas
is 7 o'clock, gentlemen. It's 2 minutes after 7. Let's get into our major news right now with Paul Richards. It's us right now.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
It is Thursday, 28th December 2023. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. This is news to 7 a.m. on News Power Digital. 4 people, including 3 men and a woman, were killed in a dramatic shooting incident in Valsagne yesterday afternoon in what has been described as a brazen ambush by gang members. The gunmen were said to be targeting Trinidad artist known as Kashif Cayman 6 Alexander. The attackers killed cousins Damian Chris, 26, and Levi Chris, who were said to be in his mid-20s, along with Jerry Hollingsworth, 31. Lana Sahadi, of 51, of Basie Street, St. Augustine, was also killed after being hit by a bullet intended for one of the victims. She was shot in the head inside her home. Investigators confirmed Alexander's flight landed at Piarco International Airport at 1:40 p.m., and the group left the airport in a white wagon around 2:35. It was reported as the car stopped at the intersection of University of the West Indies in St. Augustine. A black car pulled alongside. The gunmen opened fire on the entertainer's car. The men were in the station wagon when the gunmen opened fire. The vehicle crashed into the pillars of the sign outside the business. The men then exited the vehicle but were chased after by gunmen. One was killed on the highway as he fled. Another was killed at the wheel of the crashed vehicle. And the third was killed on the way outside a house. A woman, the bystander, was also shot in the head inside her home, according to police investigations. Investigations are said to be continuing. Meanwhile, in Tobago, police processed the scene where the bodies of 2 women were found in a room in Mariah. Senior Superintendent Wardell Kirk told the media the women were found in an apartment building along Arnesfield Road, Woodlands, yesterday evening. He said the scene is being processed. Police cannot yet confirm if foul play was involved in the deaths. One of the bodies found inside the apartment was ID'd as that of 32-year-old Siobhan Moffat. Moffat, who is from Trinidad. The other woman was last seen on December 24th. On December 2016, a day before she was due to appear in court involving the ownership of a property, Moffat's mother, Cheryl Joan Cooper, was shot dead on the street outside her home in Harmony Hall in Gasparilla. Her companion, Carl Edmund, was also shot but survived. The shooting happened at 6 a.m. on December 2016. 9 days after Massi Executive Vice President for Business Integrity and Group General Counsel, Angelique Parson Potter, raised concerns about the company's executive leadership program, she has now resigned. Her resignation is with immediate effect and means her exit from the company will not be a negotiated one, according to sources. She said her decision to walk away stemmed from claims being made about her motives that she was waiting for a settlement from Massi. On December 18th, at the company's annual general meeting, Pastor Potter took to the floor during the question and answer period and voiced concerns about the conglomerate's executive leadership consultant, the Florida-based Delphi Sphere Consulting. She told the board of directors, chaired by Robert Riley, she'd written a 13-page letter to the company's president and CEO, Jerry Warner, but received no communication on the matter. Pastor Potter alleged Delphi engages in bizarre rituals for executives at their leadership programs, and the couple leading it appear to exert disproportionate influence over Massi's executive team. She said the program was a drain on scarce forex. Following the AGM, the company directors issued a statement saying it was appalled by her conduct and had initiated a disciplinary process against her. They dismissed the claims as untrue and scandalous, and Massi said it initiated an independent process to look into her claims. She was subsequently sent on paid administrative leave until January 12, 2024. As this year, 2023, draws to a close and a new academic term set to begin on January 2nd, the Ministry of Education is assuring parents and guardians there will be no issues regarding the transportation of their students. School bus drivers operating under PTSC have been lobbying for unpaid monies and threatened to withhold their services until outstanding debts were paid. The drivers claimed they had not been paid for 4 months. Responding yesterday, Education Minister Dr. Nian Gaspidoli explained payments are processed through PTSC as invoices are received. She said it's not a monthly bill. One bulk payment will be made for the term, and another is being sent to PTSC later today, Thursday. Today, Thursday, 20th December, marks 1 year since the passing of Dr. Leroy Callis, known as the Black Stallion, and Calypsonians are still acknowledging the contributions Stallion has made 1 year after his passing. Reflecting on the life of Dr. Callis on Wednesday on Hard Talk on Power Digital, veteran Calypsonian Dr. Hollis Liverpool said Black Stallion was straightforward and always willing to share his expertise on how Calypso could be improved. Dr. Liverpool said he started to sing Calypso in 1967 at the Calypso Theatre, and during his time, he met Black Stallion. He said he admired Stallion's willingness to share knowledge he gained on how to improve the content on songs.
Always had a way of telling you, fix that line. You're good, you have a good Calypso, you spoil it in the second verse. The third verse you could have done so and so, so and so and so and so. And that was Black Stallion. So I kept him very close because according to Supi, whenever you want to live a Calypso good, talk to Stallion. And he always had a way of showing you the measurements in a Calypso, showing you where it is good, where it is bad, where you fell off the ladder, etc.
Black Stallion won the Calypso Monarch competition on 5 occasions and the Calypso King of the World title in 1999. Another veteran Calypsonian, Emerald Phillip, known as Brother Valentino, also recorded his first interaction with Black Stallion and said he was someone who had the qualities to build a friendship as they learned a lot from each other, the Lord Kitchener.
We spent days and nights, like weeks sometimes. As a matter of fact, Kitchener is the man who gave me my name. And I am Stallion was really and truly, I mean, like brothers from ever since. Until we even did that show by the name of Blood Brothers as time went on. I just want to fast forward this, that's how our into Blood Brothers, into us traveling places together. We've done a lot of places together. I learned a lot from him.
You are listening to Major News to 7 a.m. on News Power Digital. Caribbean Community CARICOM General Secretary Dr. Carla Barnett says the regional integration movement this year made progress on programs and policies to positively impact the life of the people in the region. In an end-of-year message, Barnett, the first woman to hold the position as the region's top public servant, said progress in 2023 also coincided with CARICOM's landmark year as it celebrated 50 years of the signing of the region's Treaty of Chaguaramas, with festivities across the region. Barnes said CARICOM made progress on programs and policies agreed to by regional leaders. International news: Michigan Supreme Court has refused to hear an appeal by voters in the U.S. to disqualify Donald Trump from next year's presidential primary. They sought to invoke a clause in the U.S. Constitution barring anyone who was engaged in insurrection over Mr. Trump's role in the 2021 Capitol riots. The decision comes one day after Colorado became the first state to rule of Mr. Trump's ineligibility as a candidate. And that is news to 7 a.m. right here on News Power Digital. We'll have major news coming your way again at 12 noon with headlines at 8 a.m. Good morning.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
All right. Thank you so much, Paul, for our major news. You can join him again come 8 o'clock for our news brief. All right. 24 degrees at Piarco International Airport, 26 at Crown Point in Tobago. And pretty much our weather for today, sunny and hot with a brief isolated shower. That's what our weather is going to be like for today. All right, quickly get into see what's happening on the highways and on the byways at this time. We got a little build-up coming on by Santa Rosa. We got a little bit of traffic again. Oh boy, we got traffic from Ocoya towards Huey. Paget Road is a bit busy this morning, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else. All right. Okay, so let's get back into the show this morning. Of course, we asked you this morning, do you think the TTPS improved their performance in 2023? All right, that was our poll. What do you got there? Let me just check to see if I have anything else. Good morning, Trinidad Margot. I got Tony from San Fernando saying absolutely no.
Did you take Guy Small's route?
Yeah, I did. He said slight or something. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
All right, so we had 20 people voting in the allotted time. Considering this poll, do you think the TTPS improved their performance in 2023? 16 of you said no. You do not think that they did improve, and 4 of you said yes, they did, in your opinion. So, of course, that's 20 people voting on the poll this morning. Of course, you can continue to vote on this poll throughout the day, throughout programming, and we'll give you the final result tomorrow morning, which will be Friday. And, of course, taking us to the end of 2023 into 2024, because the next time you would hear us after tomorrow will be in 2024.
Hello.
So that's our poll this morning.
I hate Old Lang Syne. I hate that song.
Why?
Why?
I like it.
Yeah,
It's a very sentimental. It's very sentimental, I find.
Yeah, thank you.
What you don't like about it, Paul?
It suits what it's for.
Exactly.
I like it because it suits what it's for. Yeah. Maybe if you listen, I like it.
Forget those old acquaintances. Forget them.
What? So we're on the phone line. It's an open forum. You can talk about whatever you want to talk to once you're respectful and not engage in bigotry.
You were toted. You go to toted Peter for a little while ago. You know that, right, Richard?
But you know he has a toting personality, right?
He does. It's a bit of narcissism, you know. It's like the doctors on the program. Is something wrong with them?
Are you saying I'm a grand tutor?
Yeah, you're not a blind Willie. I know that.
Are you saying I'm a big tutor? Sometimes.
Yeah, let Richard answer that one.
You always saying so anyway, so. So you can call.
I don't know.
222 talk.
So 222 talk 222-8255. North Americans 866-525-1099. It's a Thursday before the weekend. Of course, the weekend begins tonight. People are the second after midnight.
Yeah,
As we head
long weekend, head into the new year.
Yeah.
Please be careful on the roads. I saw some crazy driving yesterday because there were less cars in the road, because they could do what they want.
Normal thing.
We have some calls. Good morning, caller. Happy New Year. I should say all the best to you.
Good morning, Steve.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Valerie from Dabity.
Yes, Wendell. Finally, finally.
Look, it didn't escape me when Steve mentioned it this morning. I said, what did you just slip in there?
Well, yesterday I did the most unforgettable thing by asking how many people died over the weekend because I didn't hear the news. And 4 o'clock in the afternoon, to hear this tragic news of 4 deaths, I said, oh gosh, it was going so good.
Yes, I know.
What is wrong with these people? What is wrong? And I want to find out something. What it is with this really bad music that they want to kill people for that?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I don't know why anybody would bother to sing really bad music anymore.
And it's
because
just like,
obviously there's a lot of indiscipline in the industry.
So is it what? Is a group of people who call themselves Trinidad or something, or what? I just
Well,
want to understand it.
The genre of music became called Trinidad music.
And the lyrics probably potent kind of lyrics with violence too, I guess. I don't know.
A lot of the lyrics were violence or sexual. It was one or the other. It was violence at one point, even though they seem to have calmed that down a little bit. But I don't know,
This was the group that Rebel 6 belonged to at one time, Rebel 6 or something.
Well, the most successful is Prince Swami, but Prince Swami, I think, is no longer here. He's in the US. I think he signed on to Jay-Z's label, I think. He's on some label now, so he's actually making some inroads.
That's he is. Because like this kind of music is sickening and that follows it. That follows this kind of music apparently. And that what was brought to my mind yesterday when Ms. Kamlapi said during the local government election, when she was quoting Trinidad music and how she liked Trinidad music, and I say, Trinidad music?
It's very popular among young people.
It ain't good. And this is what happened.
I don't understand what is so many of the artists have been shot and killed or died and whatever.
From Bonnet and all of that. A lot of them from Bonnet. I frequent Bonnet because I have a lot of customers there. And that is the only kind of music they're listening to, very loud, of course.
Well, any kind of music. Any kind of music that's saying knock it and cock it back and empty the clip could never be good. Never.
And finally, Paul, let me tell you something. Mr. Pina likes when he calls on social program, he says what he likes, and I sometimes don't want to call in, but I just listen. And I had to call in sometimes because the obnoxiousness of his thoughts is way beyond whatever good-minded person. And he says it with normalcy, with like nothing,
You're saying that Sir Charles allows it?
Well, you see, Sir Charles, when I call and I tell Sir Charles, well, Pina can't say anything. You say, yeah, Pina, they can't go that way, But it doesn't, Pina just sort of is more like normal. And I say, what if you had it thinking? And similarly to Steve, he said he was a school teacher for so many years, and what it is he was teaching these young, is a primary schooler. So what was it? He teaching these young impressionable minds to these children are adults now. Those children who were children are now adults. I wonder what they have in head from Mr. Pinal. I'm glad, Paul. I'm so glad you are the one who does with him in that way, because he gets away with murder from other radio stations, not just for one of the others that he calls it. But he has his friends on some other stations that agree with him, of course. But I just hope he doesn't do this kind of thing again. If you want to call and talk normal thing. Don't make up stories to look good. So you have a wonderful New Year's Day, New Year's, and so on until your program tomorrow, by the way.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll call back tomorrow. So,
Hopefully, we'll have one of Richard's very close friends on the program tomorrow.
Oh, okay then. So have a good day today.
All right. Thank you, Valerie. Have a good one. Good morning, caller.
Taylor didn't tell me she was doing any program tomorrow.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, caller.
Hi, morning. And I'm rolling in bed here and put on and listen to you.
Wait, hold on. Are you trying to do a Paul and Zena kind of thing here for Richard? It seems that way.
Oh my God.
You need a pedicure as well?
No.
Nah, don't go there.
No. I always do that. I'm on top of the game with those things. Manicure and pedicure. Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, Chrissy.
Good morning.
Do you want to tell the folks to be careful when they park their car?
Oh yeah.
You want to give them that story?
Yes. So yes. Well, Paul wouldn't know.
Don't say where it is, but just give the scenario.
Well, okay, so that I would have parked first time in life. I could say where it is too. It's nothing as I say, but so my favorite spot, my favorite watering hole for my friends and I, it's Nari on the avenue there. And regrettably, first time in all the longest time that I have ever gone out and parked and had my car violated. It was last week Friday, and I stayed for like an hour and a half. It's so much. And normally I park at the back of my old school, St. George's College, and this time I parked in the front. Now I advise everybody don't park in the front there once it gets dark because of the high building, the fencing and stuff that they put up due to the renovation of the school. So when this was after Friday going there, I stopped and I parked there for an hour and a half. I came back and I saw my bonnet was slightly ajar. And I was like, what is wrong? How come my bonnet ajar? And when I walked to the front of my car, the grill was ripped out.
Oh?
Said, yes, you understand when done. What's really kind of obscene I use? Anyhow, the grill was ripped out of the car and the bonnet, as I opened, sometimes I saw the grill ripped out. I just opened the bonnet and I just knew it was my battery that was stolen. So it was in front of St. George's College between 7 and 8 p.m. And the battery was stolen. And then I was just saying, boy, I don't know, these question them out there. But so just people to be very careful, when you're parking, try and don't park too far from your vehicle because right now, as I say, the first time it happened to me, I'm definitely not gonna say, I'm not liming anymore and stuff because that is a no-no after all these years. It's just due to where I was parked, it was dark and the lights would have gone there. The lights would have gone there, and normally the other street has the police bar. So, they get police pass on 11th Street, but the front part, they normally there. I gave totally
Sorry to hear that. But that's usually a heavily traversed area at Nari, is not so?
That's the reason why, sorry?
Is Nari's around the corner from there?
Yeah.
Is Nari she went?
It's there. It's Nari's around.
Oh, so but I found that they've not been upkeeping that field in front of St. George's well at all.
I have spoken about that.
And that's part of the problem.
So many times.
But yes, still there were people playing football and everything, But as I say, where I was parked there and that high blue fence, and they now start to renovate George's now because that school has been down for the longest time, my old school. So that blue fence and that blocking off, and I am firmly of the belief that if that high blue fencing wasn't there and it was the normal fence to George's, you could see through, and when you see through, it's easier to your business than to with that high fence. And the light comes off to remember the recreational field.
Next time,
normally it comes off 9 o'clock. Honestly.
Next time, Cindy,
you understand? What is wrong with you?
Cindy. Next time, Mrs. Ragabasin.
No.
Let your man make you drone have over the car when you're going to take a drink.
What you say, Paul?
Let your man send drone to have over the car.
Christy was good by Rumbox and leave Rumbox and go on Nari's. You see what happened?
Fantastic.
And then a man had a break in she bonnet.
police is still here. Oh my God. But anyhow, as I say, it's the
But
first
I'm
time.
sorry that happened to you, though, to be on a serious note.
Yeah, it was the first time in what, 20, 22 years. You know, I've never had any problems like that, as I say. So, it was a bit of a setback. Of course, it would have deterred and would have gotten me totally sour. And I became the Grinch Saturday because it was a lot of inconvenience, you know, having to get back the
Yeah,
battery.
it feels violated in a lot of ways. You just feel totally violated.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. It's so bitter.
Oh, Richard go love you up later and make you feel nice again. So don't worry.
Well, you know, that's my sugar pie. I'm a love, I'm a everything.
And buy a new battery and a fix the bonnet and thing for you. You could pay for that. Don't worry.
But everything is already rectified in the case. Yeah, so as I
Do you
say,
need batteries?
I have a what?
Do you need batteries for anything else while she's at it?
Oh, good Lord. Don't answer them.
No, I don't know if the remote, you know, batteries run out from your remote, the car remote or the cable TV remote. I don't know if it's that.
Just stop with that. Just stop.
Randall.
That's the blender. That's the noise. That's the noise for the blender. But blenders don't need batteries.
Once you increase the speed.
And now you're back. Randall, are you back?
No, I'm not. I'm not back as yet. I'm not back as yet. Today, I visited the aquarium. I went to the civic rights museum yesterday. I go to the.
All right.
I go to the.
Love you, Red.
Yeah. The aquarium and some other places today. Bye bye, Christy. Take care. I'll see you in the new year.
Yeah.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Martin.
Greetings. Season greetings to you all. Glad.
The very same thing.
Same
you
to
all.
you. Many happy returns.
The living. Lord, wow. Wendell.
Ma'am?
Wendell finally got Miss Dabody name. Oh boy. I listening to him. Oh boy. Hey. I laugh for so. Anyway, I want to say to the powers that be, whoever is in authority, the AG, the who, all you please do every year is those send off fireworks in neighborhood this. Let me tell all you something. Diego Martin was like Baghdad, Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Palestine from since Friday. It's only bombs. The fireworks again, It's only bombs. You know, 12:15, Christmas Eve. One shake me out my bed. I said, Lord Jesus. You know what I started thinking? Is it this people go through in those countries that going through this war, like what Ukraine and Russia
Worse than that.
No, Palestine and Israel? Because this thing had me so, I say, Lord, this is madness. I wonder how. Because we only hearing they're going, I think Faraz Al-Wari had said they're going to bring noiseless if all you learn it come in, because this noiseless talk about noiseless fireworks that are happening. I don't know why did this be fooling people. I seen people on my neighborhood chant, what the police doing? I have to tell a lady. I say, lady, the police can't do nothing if the authorities are allowing the person from fireworks or whoever else bringing it to bring it in. What the police coming to tell you? You're doing something illegal?
Take 10 points and move to the front of the class.
I mean, come on. I say, lady, please, all you don't waste Western police time now. They have more serious crimes and bandits to deal with. You calling them to tell them what? And let me tell you, I heard a lady from I think she's a curator, but from the zoo, talking about what to do your pets. Long ago, you could have go to the vet and sedate your dog. You're going to have to have your dog sedated from since a week before Christmas.
Yeah, true,
Especially in Diego Martin. You can't keep your dog sedated for bandits to jump your wall. Come on, man. Let me tell you, I just feeling like pulling out my placard and go and protest like how I went outside West End 1 year. My husband was so mad anyway. I pull back out my placard, you know. But I hear the Reginald Amount, the Attorney General of the country, I want to do it when he there. So anytime only see a woman walking through town with a placard and in front of the AG office is me, eh? Because I think I had enough of this. Enough. Because, and you know what getting me? You're going to hear them next week. Oh, and the poor people, and we couldn't buy groceries, and my child had to go back to earlier. I watch the news. I never know people used to buy fireworks like they're buying groceries. If you see trolley, I said,
You're right, you know. You're right, you know.
I could, no, man, Richard, I couldn't believe it. I said, wait, this how much? That's why it starts the week because they have to. When let me tell you, after all years, down in they go, they're going right down to the end of the 31st. What kind of madness is this we living in? Come on, man. No, man. Look, all you do something about this, you know, because y'all could remember, Joan Archie. She used to come. I think at that time she was what a sergeant. What she used to come on the TV. Independence religiously as the Lord send the year. Independence, the Wali and all years. Y'all don't send out fireworks in the neighborhood. Go in an open space. Go in a park where they never take she on. Miss Archie retire as a ACP. And Miss Archie, the beat goes on and it got worse from when you was
Yes, all right.
where to go and send off fireworks. What kind of mad country we living in, boy? Boy, let me tell you, I spent a 4th of July in Atlanta. All year's night, well, they call it New Year's Eve. They have the areas, you see, like on the foreshore, people will go with the chairs thing. The authorities or whoever it is have the permission to do it. And if it starts from 7 to 9, after 9, not a soul send off a fireworks. What is this? Look, here, I so vexed anyway. I'm pulling out my placard. I go clean it up, and I go.
All right.
Look, all
All
you
right.
say, boy, y'all have a blessed day.
Miss Digger Martin, you know I know your name too, right?
Yes, I know. I heard you. I said, look at him. Look at him. You know, but me, I ain't controversial. Me afraid them, no? But run for your life. Have a
All right,
blessed
good.
day.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Good morning.
Good morning again, gentlemen.
Good morning, Miss Carib Holmes.
Paul,
Good morning, Miss Richards.
you see, but another hearing the main person. Where is he?
I'm right here, my dear.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I throw the chicken for the dogs because I was waiting for the stuffing and I take off. So let me hear you. You're trying to make couture and talking about ankle and more rough and when they're then like a better fit. You understand? You know, yeah, because them rough ankle and them out in Ghana. So do you and then don't go there.
That is the smoothest bunch of people you'll ever meet.
And thank you, Richard, for coming to my defense. Paul, I ain't hear yet, you know. I ain't hear what happened to this stuff in. You get quiet now?
Yeah. He got quiet. He don't know what to say. He looking shocked.
Oh, he put out all his steam on me. He put out all his steam on energy on Mr. P. Dallas.
Somebody stop something in your mouth.
Ever so often, Mr. Pinal need to be put back into his cage vociferously. So he going to relax for another couple of weeks and he go jump on himself again. But let me tell you, he going to jump on some other radio station portal and spray poison today anyhow.
We got straight on the same one when Sir Charles come in. And gentlemen, I would like to wish you all a bright and prosperous new year. Lots of health, because health is wealth. So, as usual, I suppose to be in the pink of health, hopefully, and the fire and the furnace is still burning. So, I hope to enter the new year, you know, with the same steam and vigor. So, gentlemen, you have a bright and
I don't know about steam, but you might have some vigor.
Hey,
And the steamer is steaming like long time at all. That kettle like it needs to change because that steamer is steaming like long time at all.
Sediments. That's it. Ask
That's what I have.
ask Richard. The amount of times you start to clean the kettle upstairs with from sediments.
Yeah, the sediments garden. She ain't boiling the bottom of the kettle at all no more like she used to.
Oh Lord, Zena, what?
all them sediments, that was catch me, you know, them sediments.
Don't go to kettle now. I'm talking about still waiting on the stuffing. We are trying to evade that. You're going all around the mulberry bush. Don't play that. I'm playing that game this morning.
Well, you know.
Zena, you use all the words to provoke this man.
I'll behave myself. This morning. Sometimes the poultry, it says stitch up. The flesh is getting loose now, so. You gotta tear the poultry on the side because the flesh is getting loose.
Zena, hang up the phone now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, some other calls coming through.
Steve, put me off. I'll go on.
All right.
You gotta use old hops to make this stuff in.
Old hops.
Good morning, everyone.
If people didn't know this was an adult show, they know now, yes.
Good morning.
Talking about food.
Morning.
Mr. Patrick, morning.
Morning, Mr. Patrick.
Good morning, Mr. Patrick.
Morning, Mr. Patrick. How are you?
Good. You know, the shooting. I was listening to some piece of news somewhere where they had some connection with the DJ in Port of Spain. He went to buy the double this morning.
Mm-hmm. They said so?
I heard some connection, something happened sometime about
I think he was also a Trinidad artist.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
Yeah.
Right. But I was saying, in discriminate shooting on the road, running down man, broad daylight and things, careless behavior. What are them young people doing that, boy? What is going on in this country, boy?
And it's almost like if they time the police, not a police car around, you know, to get after them.
Yeah.
And then they were oblivious to whether the police were around.
But that was
I don't think they cared.
I was in a conversation sometime back. They say a cell phone is the most dangerous thing on the face of the earth. You don't put your place. The man now come out the airport, I think in some car, they follow the car, and some man string was waiting for the man.
Their motivation was to kill.
Mm-hmm.
And you are on a highway on an afternoon, in a weekday afternoon in Trinidad and Tobago, one of the busiest highways in the country, and you feel empowered enough that you can have a shootout without fear of being caught.
Well, it's not a shootout, Richard. A shootout means they fire back. I don't get the impression anybody would fire back at them.
You remember the one by the
But my point is that you feel empowered enough to do it.
Yeah, I hear you.
You're not thinking that a police car could come up any second.
Yeah.
That is the biggest indictment on the TTPS as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
they feel that they could do that on a highway. Shoot people, run out of car, shoot people, run back in the car, and still get away. And then
person died.
And run down before you rush them.
Yep.
Hey, again, afraid to live here, boy.
And up to now, the TTPS can make a statement on that.
If anybody wants to that again,
with 12 hours.
Well, we know that for sure. The only reason why
that doesn't warrant a TTPS public statement and press conference.
It warrants a whole public outcry too. Because at the end of the day, if it's some PNM UNC talk, like Mr. Pinal Bacanal, if you get shoot all about the place like dog, all about the place and me, and nobody in Trinidad talking nothing.
Yeah.
Something wrong in this little place, boy. This sweet Trinidad, boy.
Thanks, Mr. Patrick.
And people stay quiet because it's not directly affecting them. But the only reason why anybody alive today now, if you really check it, is because somebody ain't ready for you to die yet, you know.
Very cool. Morning, caller. Good morning, caller.
The caller from Grandy was supposed to call back. The guy who wanted to make the contribution.
Yeah, I did. All right.
Yeah.
Good morning. All right, we're not hearing that caller. Moving on. Good morning.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
I don't know when. I don't know what the lady name is going to recognize. This government don't care about fireworks in this country and things like that, right? Unless she's going to absorb it into her DNA that this government does not care.
Well, not this government. No government.
Even no government really. You're right. But this government is in power now.
Yeah.
Right? A woman got killed several years ago, and there was a big campaign to give women, specifically women, I guess it can't be limited to women, a fighting chance against the criminal element to provide them with some sort of self-defense mechanism, give them a fighting chance of pepper spray, providing women with pepper spray. We into probably about 3 or 4 years after that. The last conversation had by Faris Harari is that we one step closer to draft legislation to implement pepper spray law. After that, I think I heard some statement that we are Trinidadians not ready for pepper spray, and they wouldn't be responsible enough for pepper spray, and a whole set of things. In the meantime, one elite company you're hearing about they getting the rights to import pepper spray, right? So, in the meantime, how much women might be kidnapped, might be assaulted, might be raped in the meantime, while the government pussyfooting with legislation and talking about government working for you and all the foolishness that they campaign. Yes, it is.
Lincoln, pepper spray legislation has been passed, and I think the last report, because I asked the question in Parliament, was that about 50 people's licenses had been approved.
50 what?
50 people's licenses to carry pepper spray had been approved.
50 licenses has been approved?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but who knows that?
That was published.
But you're talking as if it has not been operationalized.
But if it has, the public don't know about it.
Well, that is not true. That is not true, because I think there were about 250 to 300 applications, and 48 to 50 had been approved. Because I asked the question in Parliament, and the Minister of National Security reported to the national population. So I think somebody who is commenting like you on these issues need to go and do some research before you make these statements.
But we read it out here on this.
And we read it out here. We read it out here also, and other media houses covered it.
So you're saying the pepper spray legislation has been passed, and we are now legally authorized to carry pepper spray?
You are now legally authorized to apply for a license to carry pepper spray.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I need to do some research.
If I'm not mistaken,
and you can't be making comments if you do the research.
If I'm not mistaken, only about 20-something were women too.
No, the vast majority were women.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think
you know what is crazy about all of this, which is kind of pathetic? Trinidad and Tobago has a crime situation. Women often feel under attack within the larger scheme of crime in this country. A simple remedy like pepper spray, which you could get for $14.99 and $9.99 on Amazon, we put all manner of regulations like you get in a firearm.
Like
so you can't just go into excellent stores and say, give me 3 pepper spray. No, because it's like a gun.
So you have to be regulated. But you could buy it on Amazon for $9.99.
But remember, Chambra did say some kind of pepper spray more dangerous than gun or something of that order.
Yeah, so is this country really serious about one, protection of women, and two, about citizens being able, the broader thing about citizens being able to protect themselves? You can buy it on Amazon for $14.99 or $9.99.
That's too much money.
But to buy it in Trinidad, you have a licensed process because it's like a gun.
And the 300 people apply for it. You're telling me 50 approved. Way by so much.
No, less than 1/3 approved, which was the more disturbing when the minister reported.
Mm-hmm.
What is the point of the uproar, and was the passing of the legislation just to placate the public outcry at the time with Ashanti Riley and the other young woman who were killed? And it's just,
of course it was. In other words, don't tell me it's raining when all you're really doing is pissing on my foot.
Correct.
Because that's what they're doing.
Correct. Right? And if it's passed, what you're saying is accurate, Paul, and I have no reason to doubt you. Very few people know that we could go and apply for it and get this fighting chance.
But
why do you need a license for that?
Of the 300 people that apply for it, 50 get it. And we're proud. That is a boasting thing now that 50 people or the 300 people get you. So you're still saying even the application process, it is not a simple process. You might get you. It's similar to a firearm. You might get you, you might not get you. That's supposed to be automatic, like a you could have an easier chance. Well, I don't know how it is now, of getting a pellet gun license than a pepper spray, because pellet gun was automatic. I don't know if it's still so. We have no guarantee if it's importation of pellet guns and whatnot. I don't know what is the legislation with that now. But to get a pellet gun license was apply and they get you. It was had no conversation about it. No pepper spray, simple thing like pepper spray. 50 approved and 3 out for 300.
Because they were afraid that the bandits would use pepper spray on citizens. Guess what?
The bandits have gone.
Look what the bandits did on the Churchill Roosevelt Highway yesterday. It wasn't a pepper spray fight.
And you're right. And somebody was telling me they were right. It is an indictment of the confidence of criminal elements that they're not going to run it.
No. The governments in this country take us for imbeciles.
Right? They're pretty sure.
Nobody's getting upset, you know. They're getting upset. And they talk
every day. They control the streets, they control the guns, and blah, 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 blah. And then on a Saturday or a Sunday, you could drive from Stanton and to Port of Spain, and you will not see a Stanton.
Lincoln, what other definition is there of banana republic than 41 members of parliament sitting to debate legislation and licensing for pepper spray?
For pepper spray.
Is there a better definition than banana republic than that?
And it takes years to...
I regret that theory.
Years to do that.
Come on.
All right. Thanks, Lincoln. All right. 222-8255 North Americans, toll free 866-525-1099. Good morning, caller.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Let me jump in on the pepper spray issue. I recall about...
Get a feedback from you.
Yeah, I was not dealing with that. Yeah. I recall about 25 years ago. I was working on. We got a complaint that from Astra Girls College that the sewer wasn't functioning properly, and that certain parts of the system were removed, like lengths of PVC and what have you. So I asked 2 ladies to go and investigate that. And within 15 minutes, they called from Skinner Park to tell me that they were robbed when they went along what is called the Jadu River, which runs along Skinner Park, to do the investigation. 2 gentlemen came up from the drain and robbed them. And, well, the police got involved and all that sort of thing. But about a week after, one of them brought a whole set of pepper spray into the department, and several of us had pepper spray. At that time, there wasn't any discussion about legality or what have you. But from reading the instructions, I recognize that it could be a little dangerous because that in the hands of a teenager in school, So I think part of the problem is making it available, but not making it widely available. And I want to agree with Richard that the legislation was an attempt to basically quiet the public discourse on it. But I would want to believe that pepper spray is readily available to people who want to get it because Richard said it's available online, right? So that I think basically what they do is just throw a curveball at us and say, well, look, we have done something. Um, but in terms of operationalizing it, they're not promoting it then. And no organization, even a women's group, has been sort of advocating more so that the caller, when he mentioned the fact that the legislation has not been passed, I was kind of surprised because I know I heard a question in Parliament and that the government gave a kind of what to me was a disappointing response because when I look at the operationalization, I realize it like hardly anybody is saying this, but I guarantee you, if you check along among many of the women, particularly maybe in the upper and middle class who have access, then many of them walk with pepper spray in their handbags. At least I get that impression. Then I could be wrong. Now the other thing is that earlier I heard Zena talking about Mr. Pinal calling, and she mentioned the fact that he calls after certain people. I am one of those people. Because if you notice, he called right after I called, and I was trying to make the point that Mr. Manning's policy of he used to say if you upgrade people's living conditions, the whole quality of life will improve. And I have seen that operate in San Fernando. I could call Roy Joseph Street. When I first went to San Fernando to work, Roy Joseph Street was a place you didn't want to show your face. You could walk through there, and because the apartments were renovated, some people were relocated, and some of the tenants moved back in, and some others moved in with it. And you could look at Naparima Miaro Road, a planning that used to be kind of violent, even though it was next to the police station. But it's kind of renovation and upgrade.
But caller, I will also tell you that there's something called environmental design, environmental urban design that is specific to creating cities, towns, or villages and designing them in a way aesthetically and structurally that helps reduce crime.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I am originally from the north, and I could talk about East Port of Spain from the days of Bajon violence. I know it to the extent that I remember seeing on the radio already. I remember when my father carried me to open my first bank account by the Penny Bank. I could have detected that he was a little afraid in the environment. When he carried me by the health center in Nelson Street, he was frightened. I knew he was uncomfortable then, taking me in certain environments. So
remember, caller, that's why people from the East-West corridor are more likely, according to Mr. Pinal, to engage in crime and run to other places in the country. But that's why we're doing that.
That kind of blasphemy. I have been a victim of a lot of abuse by Mr. Pinal, particularly on the show that follows this one, and on other radio stations. I had to tell him, boy, I was never banned from a radio station, because I try, when I make a contribution, I try as best to be informed about it and try to stay on the topic and thing. But, sometimes as I call in and I mention that he come with a 5% this and trying to put me in the dustbin and label me a PNM because I might take a position that might favor the government in some instances.
You know what's astounding about that, and I never understand if we get into those discussions. Anybody has the right to affiliate with any party they want, PNM, UNC, any party they want. There's no crime in that.
I always tell people this, we could disagree, but we do have to be disagreeable, and we do have to be angry over the fact that our brains processing the same information the same way. And you could simplify it by saying 2 women will walk down the street and see a red dress in the showcase. One will find it beautiful, but the other one will hate it. They just have different views of how the brain might interpret.
And that's life.
And that is life. And I want to compliment you for being one of the few journalists, well, along with Darian Marcel, who would call a speed and let him know that that kind of blasphemy and that kind of thing.
I just working on the radio and I don't allow stripping this on the radio. So I think
And
part of
finally-
what our job is here is as gatekeepers for truth. And when people
finally-
feeling poison, you have to stop it.
And finally, Mr. Senator, I want to compliment you for improving the contribution I made yesterday by scolding me for using the word quality of people when I should actually have said the character of the community, as Mr. Your co-journalist there, Wendell.
Oh, God, I'm not a journalist either.
I advise that the
I really
same quality of people who have
How about the day, gentlemen?
Paul, I always listen to your contributions on various radio stations, and especially with Darian, because I also listen to Darian, and I always value them. I think you are either is a public health officer or a building inspector. Which one? Is he gone?
Yeah.
Okay, he's either a public health inspector or a building inspector. One of the two. I remember his contributions, and he always makes very sound contributions all the time.
All right. Let's grab another call before we wrap up. Good morning.
Before I wrap up, gentlemen, good morning, everyone.
Morning, big
guy. Morning.
Hi. I voted just on the poll, and I voted slightly yes, because I did see in the last 3 or 4 months, I saw a difference in the TDPS. However, it seems that the gangs have better intel than the police, because if someone could now land in Trinidad and those gang members could mobilize in such a short space of time and catch them on the highway, maybe TPS might need some training from them. Now, with respect to Mr. Patrick said something just now, and this is what you all need to really take into consideration. He's either being mustard or ketchup, UNC or PLM, whatever, ULM, whatever it is. People have to come together and do something about crime, because the present people in power are not doing anything about it, or not seem to be doing anything about it. And if people should come, forget who's in power right now. Don't care what party it's for. The country is in peril. And the people of Trinidad and Tobago should start rallying together as one and get something done about crime. Because, as I said, I'm not seeing anything really from the people in power. If you all are seeing, well, okay, but I try to keep up with everything.
Big guy, let me ask you this question.
Yes, sorry.
The current opposition was 8 years ago the government, right? And crime also escalated under them. Do you think that they will be the answer to what's happening now? Do you think if we change back to that government, that they will fix the crime situation?
I don't see. I never say anything like that at all.
No, as a question I'm asking. I didn't say that. It's a question I'm asking. Do you think if we switch back to that government?
I don't know. I can't say. I really don't know.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I just feel like they should come together as once again. Who's power is because the country's in peril, right? And people are afraid to come to Trinidad. I'm telling people are afraid to come to Trinidad. Don't say, oh yes, you want to be afraid. Yeah, I'm afraid. People are afraid to come to Trinidad. Okay, so I'm just saying that forget party politics and get together and try and do something like something I did show one time. People are marching with white cloth because of the government. You gotta do something sometime. All right? That's just my point. There's been a lot of people there are speaking on before the old years, 40 years.
All right.
Right.
Take care.
All right, gentlemen, let's wrap it up for you guys.
Is that time? Oh,
it is that time.
7 o'clock already. Anyway, folks, have a wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God. I'll more than likely get in the first hours tomorrow, please God. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, have a fantastic day, whatever you do. And remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health as we head to the end of 2023. Tomorrow being our final program for this year as we move into 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, you want to say anything?
I said, have a great day. Be safe.
We didn't hear you.
Smile and laugh is good for your health.
Yeah, because it was you're muted. And above all, Paul, listen to some Taylor Swift.
Absolutely not.
Good morning, Marcia Rock. G. Butcher, good morning. All right, let's get into our news brief with Paul.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
It is 8 a.m. in Trinidad and Tobago. These are headlines making news this hour. 4 people, including 3 men and a woman, were killed in a dramatic shooting incident in Valsine Wednesday afternoon in what has been described as a brazen ambush by gang members. The gunmen were said to be targeting Trinidad artist known as Kashif Cayman 6 Alexander. The attackers killed cousins Damian Chris, 26, Levi Chris, along with Jerry Hollingsworth, 31. Lana Sahadi, of 51, a passerby of St. Augustine, was also killed after being hit by a bullet intended for one of the victims. In Tobago, 2 women are found dead in a room in Mariah. Senior Superintendent Rodell Kirk told the media the women were found in an apartment building along Arnottsville Road, Woodlands, Wednesday evening. The scene is being processed. Police cannot yet confirm if foul play was involved. One of the bodies has been ID'd as 32-year-old Siobhan Moffat. 9 days after Massi Executive Vice President of Business Integrity and Group General Counsel Angelique Pastor-Potter raised concerns about the company's executive leadership program, she's now resigned. Her resignation is with immediate effect. Her resignation also means her exit from the company will more than likely not be negotiated. She said her decision to walk away stemmed from claims being made about motives that she was waiting on a settlement from Massi. As 2023 draws to a close and the new academic year is set to begin January 2nd, 24, the Education Ministry is assuring parents and guardians there will be no issues regarding transportation of students. School bus drivers operating under PTSC have been lobbying for monies unpaid and threatened to withhold their services until outstanding sums were settled. Minister Nyan Gasbidoli explained payments are processed through PTSC as invoices are received. She said it's not a monthly bill. One bulk payment will be made for the term, another being sent to PTSC today. Former Jamaican Prime Minister Bruce Golding will lead a 10-person Commonwealth expert team assigned to observe the Bangladesh general elections scheduled for January 7th, 2024. Team of experts appointed by Commonwealth Secretary General Patricia Scotland, King's Counsel, following an invitation from the Bangladesh Election Commission. And finally, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken has held talks with Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador as a growing migration crisis looms on their shared border. The high-level meeting came as pressure grows on the White House to stem influx of migrants into the U.S. U.S. officials say last week up to 10,000 people were crossing the southern border every day. Mr. Lopez Obrador is willing to limit people crossing toward the U.S. Mexico's president gave a positive assessment of the talks on his country's capital, Mexico City, but gave little details as Mr. Blinken left for Washington. And that is news to 8 a.m. right here on News Power Digital. We'll have major news coming up at 12 noon.